90 Day, Natalie hits a breaking point over Gino's toxic drama with Jasmine and storms out as Matt admits he's in love. "I just want out," Natalie told Gino as she packed up to leave, one day after her confrontation with Jasmine. On the August 24th episode of 90 Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, Natalie had enough of Gino and his antics after the explosive confrontation between her and Jasmine at the birthday party. Natalie scolded Gino for not being completely honest with her, and stormed out of the hotel as he chased after her. Meanwhile, Matt admitted to Jasmine that he was falling for her, but she wanted to take things slow as her marriage to Gino. Natalie is fed up with Gino's antics after her explosive confrontation at the birthday party with Jasmine, who Matt admittedly may be falling for. On the August 24th episode of 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, both Gino and Jasmine dealt with the emotional aftermath of the big blow-up at Gino's cousin's birthday party, which saw Natalie storm off early after things got physical between her and Jasmine. The next day, Gino traveled to Natalie's hotel in hopes of patching things up. During his drive, Gino blamed Jasmine for the sticky situation, calling her a low-life for her actions at the birthday party. Despite the drama, Gino wanted to show Natalie that he was the same guy he was in Las Vegas, where they met for the first time a few weeks prior. "I want to get my bond back with Natalie," he explained in a confessional, "and I don't want her to leave." When he arrived, however, Natalie was packing her belongings in her luggage. Gino asked her how she was doing after the blow-up and offered her a hot coffee, though she said she was still full of a lot of adrenaline. "After last night I'm feeling exhausted, disappointed, angry, very angry," Natalie explained in a confessional. There's a lot of things that Gino decided to leave out. "I also feel very disrespected by Jasmine." But Natalie still wanted to hear Gino's side of the story, so she agreed to see him once more. First, she reminded Gino that she never wanted to get in the middle of his marriage with Jasmine. "If I would have known that there's any possibility, that there's a reconciliation, or that she didn't have the closure, then I wouldn't have come," Natalie explained. Gino argued that he told Jasmine that they were likely going to get a divorce, adding, "I felt like what I told her was pretty good closure." But Natalie insisted that there wasn't. "A week before I came, you had dinner or whatever drinks with her and she had the hope that maybe there was going to be, even Matt said that there was possibly a reconciliation," Natalie told Gino, who then resorted to insulting Matt, calling him a low-life as well and mocking him for his height. But Natalie said that's besides the point, adding, "I was put into the line of fire, in the middle of something that I wasn't given all the information about. I didn't know all this stuff. That wasn't really fair to me." Gino wanted to explain himself, but Natalie insisted that he did not have to do so. Still, she added, "I wish I would have had all the information, and you're not ready. I just want out." Natalie wished Gino the best, but told him, "I wish you had the balls to tell me the truth." She then finished packing up her stuff as Gino sat there flabbergasted. "I feel like I was used in their silly little toxic drama, which I don't have time for," Natalie said in a confessional. "I'm not the one. I'm not that woman that wants to be a part of that." Back at the hotel, Natalie quickly took herself and her luggage through the lobby as she headed for the exit, while Gino chased after her and begged, "Don't leave." Still, Gino blamed everyone but himself for his sticky situation. In a confessional, he suggested Jasmine, his cousin Dana, and Dana's wife Michelle ruined the whole thing. "I feel like our relationship just fell off the cliff," Gino explained. "We had a really good close bond and connection. I keep thinking back, like, what if things would have been different at the birthday party and, say, Jasmine didn't show up? What if Michelle would have treated Natalie with more respect? Natalie and I could still be together today, and it breaks my heart." Jasmine was also still upset with what happened at the birthday party. She vented her frustrations to Matt while they worked out at their local gym, telling him she was still in shock and disbelief about what happened. In a confessional, Jasmine admitted that she was extremely embarrassed by her actions from the night prior, but defended her actions, suggesting that she was furious with her estranged husband. "He lied to our faces," Jasmine said, noting that Gino hinted at reconciliation with her while telling Natalie that his marriage was over. "He's just a player and I'm so done." The encounter at the birthday party, Jasmine said, helped her realize that she was blinded by her love for Gino. This was music to Matt's ears, who was feeling a lot better knowing Jasmine is one step closer to being done with Gino. But even though Jasmine had come to terms that things are officially done between her and Gino, she was still scared of what comes next. She suggested she may return to Panama now that her marriage to Gino is over. However, Matt suggested that was not the answer to her problems, and offered to help her settle into life in the United States without Gino. Matt later expressed his true motivation in a confessional. "I don't want to see Jasmine go back to Panama. I want to see or hear with me," Matt admitted. "I've been feeling if I want to say love or something for the last couple of months. And when I'm trying to express my feelings with women, it's painful. It kind of gives me heartburn." He continued, "I don't want it to end up destroying our friendship, but I feel like I don't want to waste my time thinking that there might be a possibility me and her could be together if there isn't going to be anything." Finally, Matt broached the topic with Jasmine. "I don't want to be in the friend zone," he explained, later adding, "I would like it if you would consider if you're going to move on from Gino and maybe give me a chance." He continued, "You're my best friend. I don't want to be the first one to pull the trigger on the word, but I want to say that I love you." Jasmine did not seem entirely surprised by Matt's confession. "I knew it," she said in a confessional. "I could tell by the way he talks to me, treats me, the things he does for me. Like, you only do this kind of stuff for someone that you love. It was never my plan, it was just the way it happened." Though she confirmed to Matt that he was everything I look for in a man, Jasmine was still hesitant. "If I had met you under other circumstances, I will be at this point absolutely madly in love, obsessed with you," she began but later added, "I want to take things one step at a time because I don't want to hurt anyone." Still, Matt vowed to be patient and promised he will not disappear on Jasmine. In a confessional, he acknowledged that Jasmine simply is not ready for a relationship because she has a lot on her plate. "Jasmine is completely worth my time and my effort," he explained. "She is a quality woman. I've got to be patient. What other choice do I have really?" 90-day, Georgie's sister grills him and Darcy about having kids in awkward first meeting as he reveals a big secret. With time, the age difference could impact their relationship, Georgie's sister, Nicolina, explained in the August 17th episode. On the August 17th episode of 90-Day Fiance, Happily Ever After, Darcy Silva met Georgie Rusev's sister Nicolina for the first time, but Nicolina was more concerned about whether or not Georgie will have kids. After the somewhat awkward meeting, Georgie revealed to Darcy that they are meeting his parents the next day, much sooner than Darcy expected. Darcy and Georgie argued over communication, trust, and being emotionally vulnerable with each other. Darcy Silva is finally meeting members of Georgie Rusev's family for the first time, but Georgie has a big secret and it led to yet another argument between the pair. On the August 17th episode of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Darcy and Georgie traveled to a medieval park in Bulgaria for what Darcy described as an epic meeting with Georgie's sister, Nicolina, and her family, who Georgie has not seen in 13 years. "I'm excited because I think this is a trial run to meeting his parents," Darcy explained in a confession. Meanwhile, Georgie hoped meeting would help win him some fun uncle points with his niece and nephew, who he had never met before. After arriving at the park, Georgie and Nicolina shared an emotional embrace as Darcy and the others watched on. "I'm so happy to see you in real life," Nicolina said while hugging her brother. Georgie admitted in a confessional that he was emotional seeing his sister years after she built a family. "I don't realize how much I miss my family," he said, adding, "It's just mind-blowing." Georgie then introduced his sister to Darcy, who gave Nicolina a hug, followed by a long awkward silence afterward. In a confessional, Nicolina said Darcy was a beautiful woman, but feared that with time, the age difference could impact their relationship. "Maybe, after some years, this will weigh on him and he could regret not having kids," Nicolina said. But no one knows, only time will tell. During the outing, Darcy took the time to tell Nicolina that she was looking forward to having more amazing moments in the future. Nicolina then confirmed that Georgie has spoken a lot about his wife and that he is happy in their relationship. In a confessional, Darcy said she felt reassured by her conversation with Nicolina. "It gives me the reassurance that he really loves me and he knows what we have is special," she explained. Nicolina's kindness also made Darcy a lot less nervous about her upcoming meeting with Georgie's parents, which would happen sooner than she thought. After partaking in some fun medieval activities at the park, everyone said their goodbyes.